The electric revolution is truly well underway here in South Africa, despite all the multiple levels of load shedding that we are currently experiencing. Now, you might be thinking that I'm looking all kinds of fancy here because this is not my usual format of a video. In fact, I've got a very professional videographer over there filming me. And the reason is because I want to showcase the new Mercedes EQ range. And I'm kicking it off with the baby of the brand, the sort of entry into the brand, or the littlest, or not so little, of the lot, which is of course the EQA 250.
Based on the GLA, the EQA really is the entry-level model to the all-electric world of Mercedes EQ vehicles. It might be based on its ICE SUV sibling, but it has a few styling tweaks to differentiate it. It obviously doesn't have a grille. Well, there's no need. No hot engine under this bonnet. Instead, it has a black plastic fascia that covers the grille and a light strip that stretches right across the front. The central star, which is the hallmark of Mercedes EQ, and blue color lights within the headlamp reinforce the electric vibes. There are EQ badges, which I love the look of. And of course, the light strip at the rear looks pretty epic when it lights up. There is also some chrome detailing here and there. Go with the AMG line and you're getting all the cool details.
The interior is almost a carbon copy of the GLA, which is a very good thing because in terms of quality, feel, and everything else, it's really up there. And the only way you're really going to tell that this is in fact an EV is by things like these rose gold colored air vents, and there's a bit of rose gold everywhere else as well. And of course the EQA badging, which you'll find everywhere else. Otherwise, it's actually quite subtle.
But enough of the styling elements. What about the tech on board? It is Mercedes-Benz after all. So you must know it is going to be jam-packed with all the latest gadgets and gizmos. Just a few standard features include LED high-performance headlamps with adaptive high beam assist, the easy pack tailgate with electrically operated opening and closing, keyless go, ambient lighting with 64 colors, luxury seats with 4-way adjustable lumbar support, active parking assist with Parktronic, and a reversing and multi-function sports steering wheel in leather.
Mercedes-Benz user experience, or MBUX if you will, is standard across the range. And it kind of will do anything you want it to do. It can run your life just about. I mean, not really, but it's kind of like a creepy robot, but that's not so creepy. So all you'd have to do is say something like, "Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
I would like to phone Terence."
To search for music, you can say the search term, like search for music by Madonna, for example.
Terence does like Madonna. But if you want to say something like, "Hey Mercedes,
how may I help you?
I'm very, very hot."
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, please?
Or she doesn't agree. She doesn't agree. So obviously it's quite an intuitive system, so it does get to know you better. This car doesn't know me at all, like I don't really know it. Okay, it's like our first date, if you will.
The Mercedes EQ tile in the media display can be used to check out charging-related options, electrical consumption, and energy flow. And the instrument cluster is not a rev counter, but rather a watt meter. What I like about this is that you're able to see whether you're going to reach your destination without an interim charging stop. Basically, it tells you what range you have left.
Speaking of range, you're getting a claimed 493 kilometers. Look, in real life, you're not going to get that. Obviously, it's going to depend on how you drive and where you drive and a number of other factors. It's got a 66.5 kilowatt hour battery. Power gets sent to the front wheels and you're getting outputs of 140 kilowatts of power and 375 newton meters of torque. Now, it's not exactly like throw you back into your seat kind of fast, right? It's still very quick off the mark. It is electric. But I guess this isn't really about performance, is it? So that's really not what the customer is going to be looking for. Overall, it's a very comfortable, very serene drive. The steering is very direct, which makes it really perfect for around the city, which is where you're going to want it to be. I'm in the suburbs right now, and it's perfect for this sort of area. It feels ever so slightly heavier than the standard GLA, but I think you're only going to notice that if you've sort of driven them back to back, or if you're an esteemed motoring journalist like myself.
When it comes to charging times, you're looking at about 30 minutes from 10% to 80% if you manage to find a 100 kilowatt charging station. Your average 11 kilowatt wall box connected at home should take around 6 hours to charge. Now, we know EVs don't come cheap, but this is at least on the lower end of the scale, being the entry-level model. You're looking at about 1.1 million rand for this guy, which is about 300,000 rand more than the standard GLA. You get a 5-year, 100,000 kilometer maintenance plan and an 8-year battery warranty.
Pricing of EVs is always going to be an issue. They're just so expensive. But we don't have a lot of EVs in this country just yet. They're all sort of slowly coming in. But when you consider that this is a Mercedes-Benz, and when you look at the other EVs, it's really, really well priced, especially when you look at this model, and it's got such pizzazz and, of course, first-rate technology. I just think it's another fantastic product from Mercedes-Benz. Hey, Mercedes. Oh, hey Mercedes. I'm very cold.
Temperature set to minimum.